Working-class car buyers in the United States are expected to be the hardest hit by President Donald Trump's new 25% tariff on imported vehicles. That's because nearly all affordable new cars under $30,000 are made outside the US, mostly in Mexico, South Korea, and Japan. A review of industry data by Reuters shows just 16 new models with average sticker prices below $30,000. Only one of them, the Toyota Corolla, is assembled in the US. The tariff could force prices higher, making entry-level vehicles unaffordable or pushing automakers to discontinue them altogether. The move will likely drive more buyers toward used cars, which would increase demand and push up prices in that market as well. Cox Automotive estimates that the tariffs could raise US-made vehicle prices by about $3,000 and add $6,000 to those made in Canada or Mexico. Automakers like General Motors and Ford have already shifted low-cost vehicle production abroad. For example, GM's Trax, Trailblazer, and Bic and Vista are all made in South Korea, while Ford's Bronco Sport and Maverick are built in Mexico. Jeep's most affordable model, the Compass, is also assembled in Mexico. Detroit's Big Three, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, have moved away from entry-level vehicles in recent years, focusing instead on larger, more profitable trucks and SUVs. That's left the low-cost car market mostly in the hands of Asian automakers. Industry analysts warn that the economics of producing affordable cars are already tight. Carl Brower of iSeeCars.com says a 25% tariff could make these models financially unviable, wiping out the business case for producing them. Meanwhile, used car prices are expected to climb again. Although average used vehicle prices have dropped slightly over the past year, supplies remain limited, especially in the under $15,000 range. Dealers now have about 12 days less inventory of these lower-cost vehicles than they did a year ago. The most in-demand used cars are predicted to be those priced between $15,000 and $25,000, as new affordable models disappear from the market. Some buyers are already rushing to make purchases ahead of any price hikes. Meanwhile, Trump has defended the tariff plan, telling NBC News that if prices on foreign vehicles rise, Americans will turn to domestic cars.
I haven't heard a rumor about 15 countries, 10 or 15.
So you're starting with all countries?
Well, essentially, all of the countries that we're talking about. Wouldn't be talking about all countries. It's not a cutoff. And if you look at the history and you look at what's happened to us, you go to certain places, go to Asia, and you take a look at every single country in Asia, what they've done to the United States in trade, and by the way, in military in a certain way. You look at, take a look at trade with Asia, and I wouldn't say anybody is treated as fairly or nicely, and but we are going to treat them. We're going to be much more generous to them in terms of heart. We're going to be much more generous than they were to us.
But critics argue many of those so-called foreign vehicles are actually made by US companies overseas. Higher vehicle prices could force households to cut back spending elsewhere or delay major purchases. The auto industry is now bracing for potential disruptions similar to those seen during the pandemic, when supply chain issues caused a surge in both new and used vehicle prices. For working-class Americans, many already priced out of the new car market, the latest tariffs could push affordable vehicles even further out of reach.